Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. You have reached my Flosstube channel, Farm Girl, and my name is Michelle. I am going to take a minute to reintroduce myself because I cannot believe how long it's been since I've done a video. I think it was last December when I did a regular video. I had no idea it had been that long. I actually thought it had been about 5 months since I did my last video on Flosstube. I have no idea where the time has been. I've been really busy, and like many of you, I mean, we're all just really busy with life. Plus, I have another channel, Patreon, which is like a private subscription type thing where I do my videos. You pay for that service. I will post a link below in case anyone is interested. And I do post regular videos, a couple a month that I do there. So I do videos, so it's not like I'm confused about it. I do videos. I just was confused about where I post them apparently. So I'm sorry I've been away for so long. That was really not my intention. So my name is Michelle. I live in South Central Minnesota, where I live on a farm, and I raise the cutest, sweetest son and dairy goats, and I just love them and adore them, and I also show them. And I have a lot of animals actually in my house as well. I have 3 dogs and 2 very rambunctious indoor-outdoor cats. We call them barn cat fails here, and they are running around periodically. The dogs will bark. So I apologize in advance because I know when I am watching videos and people's dogs bark, mine go crazy. So if that happens, I try and edit it out. I do edit my videos. So I just apologize in advance if I make your dogs go crazy. I have a pile of stuff on my table to show you guys. I'm going to try and keep this under an hour. I do tend to ramble and I do tend to be long-winded. So I'm going to try and remember to show you this. I'm showing you some things I've shown before, but they're seasonal things that I like to dig out and show you guys every year, because I know that here they're already going. Because I know that you don't remember everything year to year. I did just recently attend the Quilter Station retreat. Now I know that there have been a few people, Lisa, who is Prims on Greenway, who I have just started watching her Flosstube videos after meeting her. I actually don't watch a ton of Flosstube right now. First of all, I've started some new ventures that I will talk to you about, and watching people cross stitch all the things that I want to cross stitch just really throws me for a loop. So I've had to kind of step away from that, hopefully temporarily. But I did want to catch up with her and watch some of her videos, and I really enjoy her. We share a lot of the same hobbies. She does a lot of kind of like paper crafting. She had a journal at the retreat that she had everybody sign. It was really beautiful, and I do a lot of junk journaling and things of that nature, and she's just super crafty. She's really interesting to talk to, and yeah, I just really enjoyed getting to know her. She actually brought a little craft for all of us that I thought was really fun. I know a few other people showed it as well, but I zhuzhed mine up a little bit. She brought these spools, and they were unfinished spools, and she showed us how to kind of put them all together. And then I think mine is actually still a little wet. I antiqued it, and then I finished putting, now she told me not to use so much glue, and I didn't listen because I was talking to her and Carol at the time, and I kept knocking the bead loose, and I used too much glue. And so when I stained it, of course, where I used too much glue, it didn't stain. But it's so cute, and thank you, Lisa, for bringing those. It was so much fun. And then I put my thread on there, and then I also met Shanda Stitching in Idaho, which I was familiar with her Flosstube, and I watch her a lot, and she brought these little firkin pin cushions. Firkins were used to store dry goods and things. You don't find them in this area. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't think she whittled the firkin from like a piece of wood or anything, but I don't know if she made the pin cushion. I'm assuming she did. And then there's this cute little rusty pin in there with a little button, and it's super cute, and they're super cute together. So, and it just makes me think of both of them, and I really appreciate that. So thank you, ladies. That was really cute. Loved that. It was a great retreat. I haven't laughed so much in a long time. I sat next to Carol Saltbox Stitcher. There weren't any chairs left. She had to sit next to me, but we had I hope she had a great time sitting next to me. We laughed a lot. If I were 20 years older and we were in school together, we for sure would have been like the two kids separated on opposite in the front row so the teacher could keep an eye on us on opposite sides of the classroom. So we're both kind of talkers and and troublemakers. I'm pretty sure that the people around us were by the end of the retreat. So I apologize to all of you that were around us, but we had a great time. In fact, I'm doing assigned seating at my retreat. Carol will be there, and I'm putting her right next to me again. So it was just such a great time. It's so nice to be out and being able to do functions again and seeing friends again. And I think it's just, you realize how important your friends are when you're separated them for a long period of time. So it was really just extra special. And Rita, who owns Quilter Station, was just a really great host. She put on a fantastic retreat. She has an amazing shop. She's incredibly talented. She has quite a few designs in her shop that she designed herself with, I think, some of her crew at the shop. Really nice, really nice staff. They were always so helpful, so accommodating. We were wearing masks, but I could tell by their eyes they were smiling under the masks, and it was just such a great experience. I hope she thought it was a great experience too. I think that was her first cross-stitch shop. She carries a lot of wool applique. I mean, what a creative mecca it was there, because she's got wool applique. She does rug hooking, lots of quilting, and she does a lot of retreats there and a lot of classes. She is the home to Blackbird. Before Alma moved away, Barb lived near there. She's the home to So Cherished. She's the home to a few other designers in that area. It's just amazing. Joy from Finally Finished, who is an amazing finisher. She does like all of Brenda Sampler Stitcher's finishing, and I mean, it's just such a creative mecca. I don't even know how to describe it otherwise. It's just, the energy there is really amazing. I didn't think she carried cross stitch. I wasn't looking for cross stitch. But apparently it was in the shop. There was just so much in the shop. There's a fly in here. But there was so much in the shop. It was amazing. I mean, you could literally be in there for days. So, I feel like every shop has kind of their own personal style, and their own style to it. And Rita's shop happens to perfectly match my own style. So I'm kind of sad I don't live a lot closer, because that would be a great shop. So if you're near there, you're really fortunate. And I just want to say a special thank you to Kay, who let me know about that retreat so I could kind of help spread the word about that. And I know she let a lot of other floss tubers know about that, so that retreat filled up quickly. This community is just great about sharing information. So it was just so much fun, and I'm looking forward to attending again in the future. My retreat is next weekend, October 14th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th. And it's being held again in Amana, Iowa, which is where I'm going to be holding all of my retreats from now on. And it is full. It's with Brenda Gervais. Brenda is going to be bringing a pop-up shop and she did that the last time she did a retreat, and it was pretty spectacular. I'm sure you'll be seeing it on social media, and she's going to be bringing some exclusives as well. I don't know if that means exclusives just to the retreat or exclusives to her that are exclusives to her website. I'm not sure about that, but so anyways, so I'm sure you'll be seeing that on social media. I know a lot of people post to Instagram. Also, if you go to my website, which is farmgirldrygoodsshop.com, that's my other news. I have a website. I have quit my job and I now have a website. So farmgirldrygoodsshop.com. I am carrying cross stitch and specializing in wool applique, my another love of mine. And if you look at the top, there's a contact form and you can just fill that out and that'll get sent to my email. Okay, sorry about that. Well, you didn't you didn't notice the break that I just spent the past 30 minutes going to every room in my house multiple times trying to figure out why there was a smoke detector going off in my kitchen when I don't even have a smoke detector in my kitchen. And every smoke detector on the main floor and pretty much and upstairs have been ripped out by my husband because he switches the battery in them and they still don't turn off because they are all 10 years old and they need to be replaced. And we haven't replaced them, which we are going to this year. But I think it was just a sign from God saying, and I have a candle burning. So, but there are literally no smoke detectors like on this floor, and there definitely isn't one in the kitchen. So I don't know. I guess it was just divine intervention, but I'm listening. Just turn the beeping off. So anyways, it turned off on its own. I don't know what that was all about. It was very bizarre. I have no idea what I was talking about, and I will edit any nonsense in editing. But anyways, I want to just get to the cross stitch. I have no idea what I've shown you. I think I showed you my pincushion and my firkin. And I don't know if I showed you, if I've already shown you, I will just edit it out. But these are some holiday favorites. I'm going to show you all my fall favorites. So these are some Plum Street samplers. I think these are his and her stockings, or they're called Thanksgiving stockings, one or the other. These are by Plum Street Sampler. And I did take some liberties because Paulette picked a incredibly amazing color palette, which I then mimicked on his stocking because this was like, I think a lot of this was supposed to be black, and I chose these really amazing, yummy colors and swapped them. It is supposed to have some rickrack at the top, which, you know, in 6 years I haven't found the time to do that, but I do take them out and put them out every year, and I have some pretty pumpkin fabric on the back, and I love those. I have some charms down here also that I have saved for them, and I love them. But otherwise, they're in all the called for colors. I did swap out the fabric to a larger count fabric. I believe I've done these in a 28 count, and so they're considerably bigger than what they would be if you followed the pattern instructions and did them on the count that are called for, which I think are like 40 count, and they're almost like half this size. Everybody, when I show them, when people see them in person, they're always astonished at how large they are. To me, they're just normal because that's what I stitched them in, but everybody was like, oh, they're so big. And I like them. I think they're amazing. And then this one is called Berry Days at Thistledown Farm, I believe. And if that is not correct, I'll scroll it across here. This is a With Thy Needle and Thread. There's also a needle book that goes along with this. It's this big and it is just adorable. I'll see if I can find a picture online of it and post a picture here. It's really sweet, and I did stitch it and finish it, and Henry recently chewed it up. So I have definite plans to finish that again. It shouldn't take me very long. And the finishing was really simple. Brenda's instructions are very easy. And then this is not the called for book. The called for drawer is smaller. I just found this on Amazon. And it's a little cute little drawer, and I just keep some stitchy things in here. I have these in my shop. I gave these as a gift at a retreat once, and I found some more, and I have not been able to find any more, but I do have them. I think I have them in packs of 5 on my website. They come in these little vintage prints. There's 5 prints, and I use them to store ribbons. There's some scissors, sewing machine, and a spool of thread. And I use them to store all my ribbons. I think I've shown that before in a video. They work really well for trims and things like that. Pom-pom trims and just like vintage trims. I store them in there, and then I have an ornament box from IKEA that keeps these like perfectly and keeps them really nice and orderly. So you can check those out. Otherwise, I keep my needles and things in there. And then there's also a cute little strawberry that there are directions in there as well for that. That's really cute. And this isn't necessarily... It's probably more spring pattern. There are fall berries though. And then this kind of persimmon color, I think, of kind of a fall color. So I have that. And I have, so these are all previous finishes. One of my all-time favorites. This is Autumn and Amana. This is part of the Souvenirs of the Heart series by With Thy Needle and Thread. And this one Brenda released, and she gifted everyone at my retreat 2 years ago. And then there is a patriotic one. There's a Christmas one that is so cute. I'm going to stitch that one this year. I'm trying to think if I did the patriotic one. I haven't done that one yet either. These are stitched using one thread over one on a 28 count, which is what I did. I believe I used my own color palette for this one because I used a different fabric. Is this a 28 count mushroom Lagana? I don't know if it is or not. And then I used some trim I got from Brenda as well. This really kind of, it's like a deep kind of pumpkin-y color. And then this really pretty autumnal color. So cute. And then I'll put a picture here of how I usually display that in a little LaHaye's shaker tray. And the next one, this is Button-Eyed Cat, because button eyes. There's an option to actually use buttons as well. I just stitched it. And this is a Scarlet House pattern. And I believe this is my own colors that I pulled as well. And this is using one thread on a 32 count linen. And you can see the coverage. And, oops, looks like my trim needs to be reattached there a little bit. This is, I think this might be some Jeannie Horton fabric from Country Sampler. I bought it at Country Sampler. I think it may actually be some fabric she designed as well. I could be wrong about that, but I think it is hers. Her fabrics are amazing. I'm actually hoping to start carrying them. She has, her patterns are beautiful too. But she has a very kind of primitive style and very classic. I like her stuff. And then this one, I get lots of questions whenever I post a picture about this one. This big old turkey tom. This is from the, I believe it's a Prairie Schooler, and I believe it's called Harvest Time. And there is, let's see, is it pumpkins? I think it's like this is the center design, and then I think there's a bunch of pumpkins surrounding it. And I did not want to stitch all those pumpkins, so I just stitched the turkey. Pretty classic. And then this is Harvest Time. This is the it's the series where 3 kind of samplers come along with it, and this is one of the samplers. I really love this. This is if I asked Gary what I have a little sampler wall hanging here, and I asked him once what his favorite one is, and he chose this one. He does really like my stitching. And then I usually have all of my stitching framed at Michael's for convenience, because I'm really too lazy to ship it anywhere. And I frame everything with conservation glass because I live on a farm. I dusted today for the first time in a week, and I'm not even joking that the dust was very, very thick. I could never leave my stuff without glass on it. This usually has glass on it. I just took it off for the video. And this summer has been particularly dusty because we're in a drought. And then in the fall it always gets, I honestly cannot wait for snow because the dust this year has been absolutely atrocious. But that's Harvest Time by Prairie Schooler. And that one, and then this one, I cannot for the life of me, Elm Street Sampler. And this one is just under regular glass. You can see my setup there and my light. Sorry about that, and my mess on the table. I'm trying to catch it so you can't see all the reflections and the pretty variegated glass. And then this is a Sudbury House tray, actually, that I picked up at Goodwill a few years ago. And it fit kind of perfect. And then I actually just hang this on the wall. I might just take these handles off because I don't use it as a tray, actually. Just hang it from a nail right on the wall. And that's it. And then I'm going to show you a couple quilts that I've worked on. So this first one, let me just grab this basket. Okay, so this first one is called Witch in the Golden Moon, and it is just a small wall hanging, and it is about a 30 by 30 quilt finished, and it's just got the smallest bit of wool applique here. Really easy. The witch is just all one piece except for the band on her hat here, and the moon is just whip stitched on. And I actually did whip stitch that instead of doing a buttonhole stitch because of all of these curves. It's just easier just to whip stitch it on. And then same with the bats. And then it's just a basic 4-patch here, which is a really easy kind of beginner quilt. And then you just sew these blocks together, and then it's a really good basic beginner quilt, or it's just a fun wall hanging to put together too. It's just a really fun Halloween quilt. I have them in kits on my website. It's a Buttermilk Basin pattern. And it has, it does have, you can't see it here, it's behind the pattern, but there is, the wool is included in, it's right here. And then, so you get the pattern and the wool, and then you get all the fabric, including the backing fabric. So mine, I haven't quilted it yet. I use applique, basting spray, and I just sprayed it down and, you know, good intentions to quilt it. I'm actually I bought a new Juki, and I have put another quilt together, which I'm going to show you, and I'm just learning my machine. I finally figured out how to piece with my scant 1/4 inch foot to get my piecing perfect. And now I'm just doing some free motion quilting. I'm super, super rusty. I've been away from quilting for a little bit. I mean, I do like a quilt here and there, but it's been a long time since I've done any quilting on a really regular basis. And it's probably been, you know, 7 or 8 years since I've done any. I used to do quite a bit of free motion quilting, and I used to do I used to do all my own quilting. I really didn't have the budget to quilt and then send it out to a quilter. Because, you know, raising kids and all that. And I wasn't working when I was raising my kids, so I always had to kind of quilt everything myself. And I probably, when I was quilting almost exclusively, I probably made 3 or 4 quilts a month. So that would have been pretty expensive to send those all out to a quilter. So to keep it budget friendly, and you know, fabric is expensive too. So to keep that budget friendly, I quilted it myself. That's why I went back to cross stitch, because cross stitching is less expensive than quilting. So, but small projects like this, I definitely can do these myself. I just need to learn my new machine. And so I'm having a little bit of problem with skipped stitches, and I switched my needle and that didn't seem to work. So I'm trying to figure out how to adjust the tension on my new machine. And so I have a friend who has the same machine, and she's just gonna come over and help me figure that out. We just haven't had a time to do that, and we're trying to coordinate a time to do that. But and then she'll help me with that, and we'll get this one quilted. But so I only have I do post on Instagram as well, so I sold quite a few of those. So I think I'm just down to maybe 5 or 6 of these left. If you're interested, you will find them on my website. But that one was, it's a fun weekend project, and just fun seasonal to put on the wall. I really want to get that up before Halloween. Let me show you the other ones that I've completed. So here is another one that I'm working on. It's so cute. And this is another kit that I have. I have not finished my model of it. This one's called Vintage Jack. Really sweet. I just have not gotten, I've gotten the applique part done, and he's so sweet. And I have the kits all put together. I just haven't gotten the quilting part of it pieced, but he's so cute. Oh, actually I have the buckle left to do here, but I've got all the big stuff done. So, and that is a really sweet, it's pretty small. It's only 16 by 16. So definitely weekend project. You get that all even quilted in a weekend. And I have kits of that. And then this one is called A Battleful Night. And I have kits of this as well. This one has some hand-dyed wools that I had those custom dyed for me, and I'm not going to be dyeing any more of those. So once those are, I already had those rekitted, so I sold out the first time, and then I had those rekitted. But those, once these last ones are gone, and there's just a couple more, I will not be dyeing those again. And this one, it's all dinged up because I keep taking it off the wall to show in videos. But this one is nice because it fits into, this is a 16 by 20 inch frame, and it's really cute. It is super fun. It has, I chose to do some variegated threads, make it a little more interesting. The black is also variegated, so Weeks Dye Works Coal. It's all Weeks Dye Works threads. And then there's some chain stitching here. Obviously, I just followed the pattern. I didn't do anything extra. These are all chain stitching here, but they're so cute. And I did some textured wools in here. I love this variegated thread around here because the wool is solid. That color comes from the thread on the grass. I really like that. I left the eyes off the bat. But I love this one. And then so the beauty is on the back side, I did a Minnick & Simpson for summer. So I just swapped this one back. These aren't heirloom pieces. So I just, I used some spray adhesive and I just glued them to black foam core. And so then I just use these push points. You just push them in with a screwdriver. So it's real easy to swap them out seasonally. And I'm just going to, once I'm done showing these now permanently, so I'll be able to give this a spray paint. And this is just from Hobby Lobby. It's just, they're kind of like ready to finish frames. It didn't come with glass or anything. It is just the frame. So that was really nice. There it is. And I love this textured background wool too. That's just kind of really fun. And then let's see. Then I have Hoodie the Owl here. I have kits for him as well. He comes with a lot of wool. There's a lot of extra in here too. You could definitely make a small pillow pincushion. I changed him up a little bit, and instead of using orange for the branch, I added some brown in there. And I gave you that brown as well. And so you could definitely take the extra orange, make a pincushion, and then I gave a ½ yard of the backing fabric. So you could definitely make a little pumpkin, stitch it onto the back of that. And here's my finish on him. He's super cute. And then I did add just a layer of quilt batting. So because I do like to use, on this one I actually didn't use soft fuse, I used heat and bond. And heat and bond is a little heavier. So if you use soft diffuse, you probably wouldn't have to worry about it as much. And then I did not use, so typically I would back my backing fabric in SF101, and to be honest, I just forgot. But I normally would do that before I stitched it onto the back, and I didn't. And I really felt like I needed the back to have a little bit more body to hold all this. So I put some quilt batting in between these two layers, just to give it a little bit more stability and so that it would hang a little bit nicer, and that worked out really nice. And he's super cute, super cute. It's very beginner friendly. There's just the tiniest bit of chain stitching in here, and I did mine very casual. I didn't do any lines, so you can see it's not at all perfect. And then I just took a pen. Actually, I took a Sharpie and drew these in and just stitched over it, because I was using black thread, so it really didn't matter to me if there's a little tiny bit of a halo. A chain stitch is a kind of a thick stitch and is pretty good about covering pen marks. So, and then there's just a little bit of a straight stitch here. And then I use some nice texture for his wings, and then a good houndstooth for the back. Really like that. And he hangs in my living room here, and he hangs next to my my Blackbird Designs. Oh yeah, I should grab that too. I forgot to grab that. He hangs next to my Casting a Spell box. And let me just grab that and I'll show you that. Okay, here is my Casting a Spell box. So Blackbird Designs. I stitched mine. Oh, I've got one upside down in there. I actually don't have mine. The directions call to use a Jello container, but I really wanted to use it to store things in. So I do put like pins and my Halloween pins and things like that in there. You can see I have a little needle threader in there, but I had a lot of fun doing this one. And the box, I'm pretty sure it's still available at Hobby Lobby. And I just painted that with some craft paint. Oops. And then I just have that at my little table. So that one is a lot of fun. And I also brought out, I'm not sure what it's called. I'm not sure what this is called. I will scroll it across here. But it is a Plum Street sampler. And this was stitched by my very dear friend, Kathy. Look at those bee skeps. Aren't those amazing? Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, you know what it's called? Harvest Keeper. I forgot because, you know, she's so brilliant. She mounted it on this tray and then she put the tag on the back of it. I forgot that she did that. I love this. It is beautiful. I can't believe she gifted this to me. So pretty. I bet those were fun and a pain to stitch, but look at that border. All those little acorns is so pretty. Look at that big pink flower. I love that. Gorgeous. I'm so happy to have this. Love this. Okay, the next little wall hanging I have, oh, let me see. This one is the Fall Pumpkin Quilt. This one has probably been a bestseller. This one I think is really about sold out. I actually just went and looked. The Witch and the Golden Moon kit, I have 14 of those left. This, I have very few of these left. I think I maybe have 4 of these left. But this one is, there are a lot of, there's 36 Flying Geese quilt blocks here, and I chose 18 different fabrics to make it super scrappy so that they only repeat once. And here it is finished. And then there's just a little pumpkin, and that's wool. And the wool is in there as well. It's just a little pack, so there's not much wool applique. It's really easy to do, so great for a beginner. Again, this is a great beginner quilt. This little wool pack comes with the pattern, and again, it comes with the backing fabric as well. The backing fabric may vary. It's all the same fabric line. It just will coordinate. It's not necessarily going to be the same as this. So this one is more this kind of persimmony orange is what I used in the border. So that will vary. All the bindings and I believe the borders are the same. Or actually there's this with the orange and then I think there's one with the white. But it's super cute. Very adorable. I loved this one. And I didn't put an eye on him, but you can French knot an eye on him. And then this is the one that I quilted and had all sorts of problems with my threads skipping. But this is really cute. I finally got the binding tacked down so I can hang them up. And it's just a really small, adorable. If you bought this kit, somebody told me, which I didn't notice because I'll tell you the way I put on my borders here is, let's see, what did I put on first? I put the sides on first and then I put the top on. And I think what it calls you to do is put the top and the bottom on and then the sides on, but the dimensions were wrong. There's enough fabric to do it, but if you cut the way that it says, it gives the directions 3 inches short. There's nothing that I can do about it. I didn't write the pattern, but just be aware of it. It tells you to cut the borders like 2 strips that are 20 inches and 2 strips that are 23 inches, and the quilt is 26 inches. So it only allotted for the 3 inches on one side, not the other. So just be cognizant of that you have to cut them 26 inches, not 23. And the reason I didn't notice it, because when I did my sample, I always cut my borders first, and then I cut it. I don't ever cut the strips according to the pattern. I cut my blocks according to the pattern, but not my borders. I just cut 2.5-inch strips and then attach them and then trim them down. So that's why I didn't notice it. But it's very cute. I love it. It was very fun. Another weekend project. So there's that one. And then let's see. I have a couple more cross stitch finishes. This one is a with thy needle and thread, and I added this to, let me turn this light off because I think it's really blown. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit better. It looked really blown out in my playback here, but so this is a with thy needle and thread. I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called, but I'm going to scroll it across here. And then the board is a fabulous board from Homestead. It's April in Alabama on Instagram. And I think she's Homestead Needle Arts on Etsy. And she has the most fabulous little boards. I've bought a ton of them. She also has little quilt hangers, and I have a few of those as well. And this is not intended for this. She actually does have these little, I think they're called sampler pals. But she has boards intended for them. But I just had this one and I love the color of this. It's just like this perfect kind of persimmon-y orange. Love it. It's a beautiful color. And I need to put some kind of, I wish I would have done some black trim, but I need to put like, I feel like it needs a hint of black. So I think I'm going to find some checked black ribbon to throw on there. And I might just take them off. I just have them attached on here with stitchery tape so I can pop them off really easy. And I might see if I can put just something, I mean, he just barely squeaks on here. Or I might see if April's got something else that'll work better. I just love this orange. I did pull all of the called for colors, and it's mostly the called for colors. I can't remember if his head, his cheeks are not the called for colors. So I don't think this is the same color, and I don't know. I'm pretty sure his head, the main color for his pumpkin-y head, is the called for color. I think it's Fragrant Cloves. But this is not, and I didn't have it, so I just went with it. But he's so cute. Colors are just really pretty. And then this is some more of that trim mini little rickrack that I got from Brenda. I really like it. It's great for smalls too. It's just really easy to stitch on. And it goes around corners really nicely. So that's super cute. I should get some black trim and just affix it like this one. And this one is Autumn Alphabet by the Scarlet House, and you see how I just have it kind of tucked behind it. And this is another board by April, and this one has an amazing crackle finish on it, and this one is intended for this. She collaborated with the Scarlet House on this. I think I got the board, I stitched mine, I believe, on the 36 count, and I did get the 36 count board, but I don't know why I mounted it like this, but I really wanted it to kind of fill the board. But I really love the crackle finish too. It was kind of, but I love this. The colors are really pretty. And I may actually have done my own, just pulled my own colors for this too, but that board is so pretty. April does a really great job on these crackle finishes. It's really nice. So there's that, and let's see here, oodles more to show you. So I have a few whips that I'm working on. Well, this is a finish. This is just a little small, I don't even think this is something from Best Seal from Summer House Stitch Works. This is one of her This was an exclusive from a retreat. I don't even think it's available. But I had a heck of a time with it. It took me years to finish. I had to pull it out so much because I am not good at stitching these symmetrical type stitching. I get very turned around. I don't know how people stitch those chatelaines. Definitely not my jam because I would get it constantly turned around. What I should have done is stitch like an arrow or something on it so I knew which direction was up. But very pretty. The colors are amazing. And I did stitch another one. Let's see. Here, that was another little kit. And this one I used to breed Angora rabbits, so this one is stuffed with wool, so I have to keep it up high away from the dogs. This was not the intended finish. It was supposed to just kind of get frayed around the edges and stitched on top, but I really thought that this fabric was pretty and kind of wanted to showcase it. And it had this pretty trim on it too. And then this was the fabric that was in there as well. And then let me just show you some of these. This was a freebie from Primitive Betty's from her blog, I believe, called Potted Jacks. I cannot believe I remember this. I stitched this years ago. I think I just show it like every year. So you should be able to go onto her website. I haven't been onto her website to check, but I would think it's still there. And then this is, get back in there, Pumpkins and Bittersweet. This is a Scarlet house, and I stitched mine on the called for 40 count, and this is stitched over one, but there is an option where you don't put it in the box and you stitch the words over too if that's not appealing to you. I thought that was pretty thoughtful. Really pretty. And this is a Hands-On Designs, and it's called Pumpkin Spice Farm. It's got some fuzzies and stuff on it. Very pretty. And this one's stitched on a, gosh, sorry, dog hairs. This one's stitched on a Picture This Plus. Love it. Very pretty. And, oops. This one is a freebie off of Paulette's Plum Street Samplers website. I just think he's so cute. Little turkey. I think I chose my own colors for that one too. And this one is, I committed to stitching one ear. I haven't been doing a lot of stitching, to be honest. I'm having a problem with a herniated disc in my neck. And so I really have not done any stitching in a couple months, which is really irritating. So it's kind of slowing me down a bit. So I'm not going to get my pumpkin pillow done this year probably, but I love these. This is Pumpkin Spice Everything, and this is another Scarlet house. Look at those leaves, so pretty. So that's what's in my little basket back there. It doesn't take long to get a good collection of smalls. I just really have fun stitching them. And then I do have a couple other whips for fall. This one I've been working on for quite a long time. This is Glendon Place Sleepy Hollow. And I've given this one a little bit of love this year, and I've done quite a bit on it. I got the moon done, as I hadn't done any of that, and I got the pumpkin head done there. And then I got the head, or the head of the horse done here, and the jacket. I'm out of a lot of the DMC, so I'm gonna have to get some of the DMC before continuing on. And I got all of, I think, some of this done here. Maybe I didn't get, I don't know. I got a lot done, is what I know. And so that is coming right along. I'm hoping that next year that'll be a finish for me. That's pretty good. I feel like it would take one solid week of stitching and I could really get that done. And that is, it's on a fabric I dyed myself. Really cool once that moon is done. And then I did, the back stitching was a lot, but I did the back stitching kind of as I went. So I got them all back stitched there. But that's really fun. Really fun. And then I have, what do I want to show you next? So I'll show you this one. And some strings hanging on this one. This one is Jack's Bash. This is another Plum Street sampler. And I am halfway there. I'm going to put a picture of this right here so you can see what this one looks like done. This one is great. I love this one. It's really pretty. I actually started this once before, and I started it on a gray fabric, and I really did not like my choice of fabric, so I restarted it, and I definitely like this much better. And this is exactly the halfway point, so 2 more pages, and this one's done. And I did this quite a while ago. I actually worked on this when I had, it's a long story, but I got hacked, my email, and I had to restart. Thankfully, it was the week I initially opened my first website. So thankfully I didn't have a lot of inventory, and I hadn't even had a sale, and I had just opened it. But it was an email account that I had had for 20 years, and my Facebook and my Instagram account. So if you haven't heard and you still follow me on Farm Girl Loves Goats, I no longer have control over that account. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I do have a new Instagram account. It's Farm Girl Dry Goods. So while I was riddled with anxiety, I stitched while my husband attempted to recover everything. So in 4 days, this is what I stitched. So I guess, yeah, I can stitch fairly fast when riddled with anxiety. But this is, it's all the called for colors, all the called for threads. So I've been having, I had a lot of fun stitching that. Well, maybe not a lot of fun. It was a stressful time, but I don't remember that stressful time, and I do love how pretty this is. And then let's see. I have a few more things to show you. I have what I was working on for the retreat. And then my neck problems kind of came up. Oh, that pattern was called Boo to You, the little guy on the stand here. This guy, Boo to You. I did pull the chart for that. So what I was working on and what I was going to finish for the retreat was winter in Baltimore. I had actually done autumn in Baltimore for another retreat. But I got about this far. I'm obviously not going to get it finished, but I did start it. So I'm stitching this on a 28 count Joblin, and this color is called Bay Leaf. This has been in my stash for years and years and years and years. You want to know how I know? Because it is a 15 by 27 inch piece of fabric that I bought for $6. That has probably been in my stash since probably 1995. So it's kind of, it may be hard to tell, but it's kind of got a greenish cast to it. Obviously bay leaf. It's maybe an olivey green. So I had to swap out all the colors. I tried to stay true to the colors that were in the pattern as best I could, because I really like those colors. And thankfully there aren't many, because I'm really not good at swapping out colors. So I just tried to stay with a bright, and it's probably hard to tell, but that is a pink. Did I even finish it? Yeah, I did. I think it's Chablis, And I'm using mostly Weeks Dye Works just because that was what was the first ring that I grabbed, and I just used that. This green is more of a chartreusey green. Hopefully I'll have some time to get that done before Christmas. I would really like to finish that. My plan was to actually stitch one for me and one for the retreat, but that didn't happen, or that's not going to happen. And next year, I'm not going to wait until the week before the retreat to do my exchange piece. I do that every year. I've also been, for Sampler September, I had big plans. I was going to finish Carolyn Amelia Trowel, which I had been working on, and Martha Pudsey. I did not even touch Martha Pudsey, and I took Carolyn Amelia Trowel to the Quilter Station retreat, and I filled in this pink house. And that is all the stitching I did for September. So here is my progress on Carolyn. I love stitching on this. Oh, wow. Look at that. I guess I never noticed that all those are kind of white down there. But this is beautiful. I did start filling in the other night. I started filling in on the house. I did that one night, a couple nights when I came home from retreat. And then the only stitching I did at the retreat is I got that house. I got that filled in. The only change I made, so this is actually a stitch along. It was on Instagram with Karin and Pat and let's see, Teresa. I don't know who else was doing it. There were a group doing it, and I joined in. And I saw Pat. These were supposed to be white flowers like this, and I saw that she switched them to pink, and I thought hers were really pretty, so I copied. And I just think I love the color pink, and this is kind of my color palette. I really like soft colors like this, and the sampler is so pretty. And I'm using all the called for colors and the called for fabric, which I believe is a Seraphim fabric, and I believe it's antique lace, and I got mine at Country Sampler. So I just had it all kitted up there. They provided the fabric and the thread. Oh, and I also, the project bag that I have it in, which is some Blackbird fabric, is the same one that I got Carol for her 70th birthday. I bought it at the Country, or at Quilter Station. And I guess one of the women who works at the shop there makes them, and she does a really beautiful job. I really love, for taking to retreats, I really love a project bag with a handle. So shout out to whoever is making these there, because they're fabulous. And they're really well made, just really, I mean, every seam is perfect. Very nice. So thank you. And let's, oh, I do have a couple other things to show you. And then that's about it, because I really wanted to keep this around an hour, and I'm already over. I have a couple other finishes. Oh, and I have some giveaways too. Boy, I had the had to turn the lights on because the background was looking very fluorescent green. So here's another wool applique that I also have kits for this one. And this is available on my website. I did do a little bit extra stitching on this one. I believe I added, I really can't tell because the picture, so here is the picture. Oh, the camera does a great job of lightening that up. I added a little bit of detail in here. I added this on the pumpkin, and then I added a stem stitch just to give this a little bit texture because I thought it was a little blah. I wish I would have, if you look, sometimes you can use thread to give dimension to the wool. So here you can see I did a contrasting thread on this flower, and I wish I would have done that on this. Even though it's a textured wool, I wish I would have used a darker contrasting thread, and I wish I would have used a brown on there, but it's really pretty. And then I added this feather stitch here just to give a little bit more interest. But I really love this. I love the background and just it just screams fall. And I love this frame. The nice thing about the frame is that it is a ready-made frame from Hobby Lobby. I always love that. And then the other one is, so I have those kits on my website. I have this one, and this one is called, the one I just showed is Crow's Pumpkin, and then the one I'm about to show you is called Faded Pumpkin and Crow. And this is my own colorway on this one. And then again, this is another stock Hobby Lobby frame. Love it. I love this one. I love this persimmon orange with the blue of the pumpkin. It's so pretty. And then this one I did use kind of a contrasting thread with this blue. It's a heavy texture in there. I did move my leaves out because they got really lost in that texture. But I just love this white pumpkin. It's so pretty. I really love this heathered background. It's actually, you can see that. It's like straw. It's just like a wheat field. Just screams fall. So, love that. So I have those kits. And then a couple other kits that I have available. I guess I just have this one out here to show you. I have this pack of 5 pumpkin, or these 5 smalls, and then I have another kit that has 3 smalls. I have another wall hanging that is fall, and I have quite a few on there. I'm trying to get lots of kits because I know people love kits. I know wool is expensive. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is because wool was never really accessible to me, and it's can be hard to find, and I'm going to be carrying more of it. I'm going to be doing a wool retreat this summer, so I'm not going to say too much about it now because we're still working on the details, but I do have a designer who I've been talking with. She's wonderful. She has taught many classes. She has a sister and daughter who will probably be coming with her to help out, who are very, very, very skilled needle workers in their own right. And we're working on dates, solidifying dates. It's still going to be in Amana, still going to have meals included. It's going to be geared for the beginner and intermediate, and you're going to learn, it's going to be beyond the basic buttonhole stitch. Her style tends to be folk art, but we're going to do something that's non-seasonal that you can keep out all year long. And it's going to be, she's going to do a trunk show. You're going to love her. It's going to be amazing. This is going to be outside of my regular retreats, and it's going to be limited to 50 people. Because it's going to be more of a class, hands-on teaching class. So we really need to limit it. 75 is just too much. So be looking for information on that. Again, it's going to be offered to patrons first. It's what I always do. And my retreats are always offered to previous attendees first. Then any openings will be offered to patrons, and then I will open it up to the general public. You'll sign up through my website. I'll have all the details there. I generally post it to Instagram first, and it's been filling up through there. So if you really want to do that, what I would suggest is following me on Instagram or my Facebook page. If you really, really want to get in, I would suggest joining my Patreon. But I would suggest going to my Instagram and changing your notifications to alert you when I post, so that you get those notifications. The last one, all the Teresa Kogut spots filled in less than 12 hours. And then go over to my Facebook page. You can also find me. It's Farm Girl Dry Goods there as well, because I will post it there as well. And what else do I have here? I don't think I have. I just wanted to mention these have been, I've sold out of these a few times now. These are great if you're doing wool applique. These are by Lisa Bonjean. They give step-by-step instructions. Amazing photos in here of how to do stitches. I tell you, you'll get bored with the buttonhole stitch really quick. They have cute little fun projects in here. There is, let me just show you this because it's very pretty. Things like this. There's a couple patterns in each one, and then stitch diagrams. There's actually just really like functional little projects, little needle book. It's very, very handy. I would suggest getting the first one first, and it just gives step-by-step detailed pictures on how to do every stitch that you'll need for wool applique. It's really great if it's something that you're looking to get into. I'm seeing a lot of people doing it right now, and it makes me super, super happy. I do have some giveaways. First, if you're interested, if you want to try wool applique, I really want to give away a kit. I also want to talk about real quick Fusibles. I have Soft Fuse. So Soft Fuse is, it does have a shelf life. Buy a small package if you're just learning. It's also more expensive than Heat and Bond, and Heat and Bond will last forever. I tried the ultra lightweight. It didn't seem to work real great for me for wool applique. It would be great if you're doing cottons and doing applique with like cotton, quilting fabric. This would be fabulous for that as well. And so would the ultra lightweight Heat and Bond, which I don't carry. I carry the regular Heat and Bond. I carry it in 1 yard, and I think it's $2.99, so it's pretty economical. This comes, it's 10 sheets. They're 8x9 sheets, so they're like this size, and they're like $10. And you want to use them, and you don't want to expose, you want to keep them wrapped, and you do not want to expose it to air and light. And it will probably last about a year. Once it starts separating from the back of the paper, if you pull it out and it starts separating from the backing, don't use it, because it'll cause you fits trying to get it off the paper backing if you fuse it onto something. You don't have to use fusible paper backing, fusible type webs if you don't want to, but it does give you really nice crisp edging, and I feel like it's easier, and it worked great for small pieces. And the other thing, okay, I have, I will give it away in my next video because I'm really running over on time, but I have a couple things that I found in boxes and stuff while I was cleaning things out that were given to me and meant to do Flosstube videos, and I want to respect that. So these are from Wendy from the Heart Needle Art, and she gave these to me a while back to use as giveaways, and I think I just missed these two. I gave a ton of her charts away, but I have February Mini Sampler and Quaker Blues. So if you would like those, use Wendy in a sentence. If you would like the wool kit, use Crow in a sampler, or in a sentence, like complete sentence, please. And then I have one kit. This is a Dying to Stitch kit. I have so many kits, I'm never gonna get to them all. This one is really pretty. Comes with fabric, and it has the really pretty purple backing, like kind of lavender backing fabric. And it says token of friendship. It's really sweet. And it comes with all this yummy floss. And you can use the word friendship in a sentence if you are interested in that one. Okay, so those are the 3 giveaways that I have. So if you're interested in those, oh, and you know what? We'll throw in a 4th. I have spooky pillows. So if you are interested in those, use spooky in a sentence. And that's all I have. And then if you're coming to the spring retreat, I've had a lot of the questions, and so I just want to recap real quick. There's no specific place that you have to stay, but please do book your room because they will book up fast. And there's no specific place you want to stay. You just want to make sure that you're staying in Maine Amana. It's a bed and breakfast town, so you can stay anywhere. The guest house is very clean. Apparently, the college is having a graduation, so the Millwright Hotel is outrageously priced for that weekend. I can't get any special rates for us, so just make sure that you book. There'll be more information on my Facebook group as the date draws closer. I'll probably also send out an email to you guys as the date gets closer as a reminder. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me an email through contact, as long as I didn't just answer your question. I hope you guys are really doing well. I'm really looking forward to seeing a bunch of you at the retreat next weekend. And stay safe and stay healthy. And I'll see you soon. Bye.